Hello everybody, this is Mike Caribbean. It's Thursday again and I'm excited to do another program. Those of you who are following me every Thursday, I have these programs on icfn.tv. We also play this program in different places, especially in social media, and I post all of these videos on YouTube, on Facebook. So if anybody had question about insurances or real estate, you are welcome to call me, visit my website, email me, message me. I'm here to be helpful. Anybody who's been following me, you guys know all those programs, and thank you for supporting and sending me business. I really appreciate. I want to thank the opportunity and also appreciate all my clients. They send me lots of referrals. I'm very happy, and I do my best to service every single one of you. Those of you who are following me first time, a little bit about my background. I've been in this business 15 plus years. Actually, in a couple of days, it's going to be 16 years in this business. I was able to help more than 1,800 clients. Very excited. I'm very passionate about what I do, and I'm here to help you with any need that you have when it comes to insurance or real estate. Now, this time I want to a little bit go more detailed about insurance topic, but specifically I'm gonna target and talk about insurances that has living benefit options. The reason why is because those policies become more and more popular, and a lot of people, when it comes to buying a life insurance, I always encourage them to buy something that does have living benefit option. So I'm gonna write it down, and any questions you have, just ask me. I'll be happy to assist you. Now, those of you who have an insurance, make sure take a look at your policies. First, understand what you have. Second, double check and make sure if you have a living benefit. Now, living benefits type of policies are three categories that it's covering. A lot of times when people have a life insurance policy, they think they have a living benefit, but that can only be the portion of it, which is terminal illness. But the full living benefit policies are that has, let me write it down. Number one, terminal illness. Number two, chronic illness. And number three, critical illness. Now I'm going to talk about these three topics in more details, and so make sure that your policy does cover all these three. Now if it doesn't, I'll be happy to assist you. If you choose to work with me, you can contact me. I'll give you an appointment. We'll sit down. You can visit my office, which is in Glendale, or I can visit you, or we can do this over the phone. Either way, as long as I can help you and show you and make sure that your policy has living benefit, that's going to be very handy, and that's also going to be very helpful. God forbid if the client ends up having some kind of a health issues, and that's what I want to cover. So congratulations to all of you who have insurance, life insurance. Those of you who don't, do not wait. Take action. 16 years soon to be in a business, I came across all kinds of scenarios, and I always tell people, don't wait to buy a life insurance when it's already too late. And that happens day in, day out. I've seen people calling me from hospital. I've seen people calling me when something major already happened, such as cancer, heart attack, any heavy sicknesses are out there. And what ends up happening when that event happens in a person's life, it's very hard to get a life insurance coverage. And in many cases, if I'm able to find the coverage, because of that event already took place, the price is very high. It's 3 to 5 to sometimes 10 times higher that if you applied it before that event, you would have saved lots of money. Now let's talk about what is a living benefit, and I want to I want to cover that. So now first thing that I want to say, living benefits, you got to look at it as an option that can, like I said, be handy in case anything happens. The best example I give when I talk to clients sometimes is that of course nowadays maybe that's not very useful because most of our cell phones already have great navigation system. But if you remember back in the days when navigations came out, it was like something you bought and put it in a car, and then after that a lot of the cars that was coming out, they had a navigation if you were buying the fully loaded option. So I always give that example. It's like having those options, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi navigation in a car, and in case you need it, you can use it. Now, life insurance, the beautiful thing, a lot of times when I talk to clients and I said, hey, does your life insurance has living benefits? First reaction is, what's that? Believe it or not, a lot of people don't have idea or don't know how living benefits work. Second thing, they think just because if you buy a policy that has living benefit options, automatically it's going to be expensive than if it doesn't. That's not necessarily true. A lot of those companies, they put all these 3 options in a policy, and many times it's pretty much free. There's no extra charge for that. It's included in a policy, and the price it's very similar to buying a policy that doesn't have that. Of course, it depends what category and what company you go with. Every company have different pricing. But I highly recommend that when you have a life insurance, make sure it has living benefit. If it doesn't, upgrade it. Call me, I'll show you what to do, how to do it, and if it's worth it or not, because sometimes people have health conditions that I don't touch their old policies. I just recommend them to get something new. Okay, so what is a living benefit? First thing that you need to understand, living benefits can be applied. Let's say in this case, if we take the chronic illness, there are 6 daily activities that every single individual does on daily basis. What are they? So what it qualifies to a chronic illness? If a doctor has certified that within past 12 months that you are unable to perform 2 out of 6 activities of daily living for a period of at least 90 consecutive days without assistance, or that you are in other words, you cannot do this by yourself, you qualify for this living benefit option called chronic illness. Now, what are the 6 daily activities that those policies referring to? Number 1, bathing. 2, containing. Number 3, dressing. Number 4, eating. Number 5, toileting. And number 6, transferring. So out of these 6 daily activities, if 2 of them you cannot perform by yourself for 90 days, then you can apply for and make a claim to your policy to the company and see what they approve you with. Now, second option is, it's called terminal illness, which is, I put it here, number 1. Terminal illness means what qualifies, and this company that I work with is one of them. Every company has few differences, but this is the general idea of qualifying for those terms. Next one that I want to talk about, it's a terminal illness. What qualifies? Generally, if you have been diagnosed with terminal illness that will result in a death within 24 months of certification of that illness by your physician. In other words, if your doctor says your health condition is so severe that most likely the person is not going to live more than 2 years, that automatically qualifies you to again open a claim with your policy and claim it as terminal illness. The third part that I do want to cover is called, sorry guys, let me find the page. It's called critical illness or critical injuries. Now, what qualifies this? If you have any one of these problem, if the client ends up having any one of these, you can claim for your critical illness benefit. Okay? Now, first one, ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, that is what it stands for. Aorta graft surgery, aplastic anemia, blindness, cancer, cystic fibrosis, end-stage renal failure, heart attack, heart valve replacement, major organ transplant, major neural disease, stroke, sudden cardiac arrest, and also includes critical injuries such as coma, paralysis, severe burns, and traumatic brain injury. Imagine this. All these benefits that I mentioned, terminal, chronic, and critical, what are the chances that an individual can end up having one of these, especially if the person is between the age, let's say 40 to 70. There are about 80+% chance that any individual will go through one of these health conditions, especially if they're the ages between 40 to 70. We had a lot of cases in our office that our clients bought life insurance with living benefits, and some of them had heart attack, some of them had a cancer, and when you deliver that $200, $300, $500, $700,000 check to a family member that goes through this condition, do you know how much stress you relieve from their shoulders? How much impact you do to them, especially about their finances? I'm telling you guys, in this business, many years, every year I believe that every single individual should buy insurance. You know, if the finances are tight, that's fine. Buy something. Buy 100,000 coverage. Buy 200. Whatever you can afford. If you cannot buy a permanent policy such as Index Universal Life, Whole Life, whatever the case is, buy a basic term policy, which is very, very affordable. It can be $10, $20, $30 a month, $80, whatever the case is, but buy something and feel comfortable with the payment. When you become financially better, you end up making more money, you can increase your coverage and you can buy more benefits. But I encourage you to buy a life insurance. And if you have an insurance, I told this in my other programs, that make sure you are not undercovered, meaning you don't want to buy an amount of coverage that, God forbid, something happens to you, it doesn't cover the liabilities or the responsibilities you have as an individual. That's a very, very important factor. And if you haven't seen my video about how to calculate correct amount of coverage, you can go to my Facebook, or you can also go to my YouTube channel, Mike Caribbean, and you can see I talk about the formula. It's called DIME formula, that gives you an idea what is the correct way to calculate how much coverage you need to buy when it comes to life insurance. Okay, let's continue. I want to talk about some more other benefits that those type of policies provide to the consumer. So death benefit to protect loved one from financial uncertainty. meaning God forbid if anything happens to the person and they die, that death benefit can go to their beneficiaries. Potential for cash value accumulation, which means a lot of those policies that when you buy a permanent policy, it does have an option that portion of your monthly premiums goes into a cash value accumulation and it earns great interest. For more details, contact me, I'll explain. Never exposes premium dollars to a market risk, which is beautiful factor. Market adjusts, but a lot of those policies are risk-free because they have a floor, guarantee floor, and also they have a cap, which means your money gonna play between these two borders, and it's gonna give you great potential to make your money can earn a lot of interest. I already talked about living benefits, which is, again, as a reminder, terminal, chronic, and critical illnesses and critical injuries. Now, more facts that I want to talk about are, just want to make sure my time doesn't run out. Gosh, time goes so fast, you know. Some other benefits: lifetime protection. Protecting who and what you love is top priority. Very important. If you love your family, this is one of the choices you have to make to buy a life insurance. Living benefits, helping you and your budget survive and qualify illness or injury. That's another protection. And income for life guaranteed. Income that accumulates in your policy, that in your golden years, when it comes to for you to retire age 60, 65 or so, you can take some of the money from your policy and use it for your retirement. Now, I have a couple minutes left. I want to encourage you guys watching this program that you got to understand that living a good lifestyle, and I'm referring to financially since we're talking about finances, it takes education. It requires to learn and study about information. And one thing that I can say that it's who you're taking advice from. I meet a lot of people on a daily basis, my clients, the business people I hang out with, friends, family, and everybody knows what business I'm in. Okay, they know I'm in the insurance business, I'm in the real estate, I've been doing it for a long time. People call me all kinds of advices when it comes to their finances, and I do my best because I love and I believe in what I do. I helped many people, and I want to help you if you need it. But I'll tell you, you got to take your time and educate yourself. And you got to ask the right people to give you advice. What I've seen happening that leads to a lot of individuals and families to a wrong direction and wrong situation is because they take advice from wrong people. I told this to a lot of my clients. I said, hey, if your tooth hurts, who do you go to or who you ask advice and help from? You don't go to your mechanic, right? You go to the dentist. Now, if you're hurting financially, you want to go to the right source. And you should take advantage of, if you don't know anybody, call me, I'll help you. I did this many years. I came across to all kinds of clients, rich clients, poor clients, clients who have a lot of money, clients who have a lot of money don't know what to do, clients who don't have a lot of money, I teach them what to do and they end up having a lot of money. So I guess my point is, you gotta educate yourself. It's not about you working hard, you know, you work 40, 50, 60 hours of work, and you have good intentions to support your family, but if you don't educate yourself about how money works, that hard work is not going to do a lot for you. I've been doing this business 15 plus years. I have a lot of coaches. I go to and ask help a lot of times to people who are more knowledgeable or more wealthier and more financially stronger than I am, and nothing wrong with that. You gotta ask. Ask, hey, how do you do this? How do you decide, what to do with your money? What do you put? How do you take risks? How do you take financial risks? What are the risks that you're avoiding? What are you doing with the extra money you're making? What are your hobbies about money? How do you save money? When you make money, what do you do first? I made videos about this before. Most people, when they get paycheck and they get paid, first thing they do, they spend and pay bills. Gosh, what a terrible way to start. What I teach people, I said, you know what? When you get a check, you save first, you invest, you put aside first certain dollar amount or percentage, then you deal with your lifestyle expenses after that. Now, it's not about the money at the beginning, it's about the hobby that you're creating. I don't care if you're saving $10 a day or $5 a day, doesn't matter, but save it. Make that hobby, that character build up in you, and what's going to happen once you do that, then your dollar amount gonna increase as years goes by. I remember when I started this business, my mentor, the person who coached me, he said, Miles, can you save $1.50 a day? $2. I believe anybody who really wants it can. I said yes. And I start back in 2002 when I was 18 years old, I start saving $50 a month. And then years goes by. What ended up, and then what I saw happening in my character, I like the fact that I'm saving. And then I went $50 to $100 to $200 to $500 to $2,000 to $2,000 to $3,000. Some month I saved more than $10,000, and then it keep growing. But when I look back now, I said it started from that $50 because I built that character. I took the advice from the right people who already was doing financially well. I took the advice, I was coachable, and I just applied whatever they taught me. And then now I look back, I'm thankful to God, I'm thankful to my coaches that because of what I learned from them, it really had a big impact in my finances. And that's the reason I'm doing these programs. Yes, I'm looking for more clients, I'm looking people to call me more, and I have a lot of business. Even if I don't do these programs, I worked so hard in this business, I have so much referrals. But I said, you know what? There's so much people still struggling, so I gotta do more programs, I gotta market, I get invited to different TV stations, to different seminars, and I wanna help a lot of people. If some way I can help you, reach me out. I'll be happy to sit down with you and educate you and transfer a lot of the things that I learned about money to you. Now, time is up. If you want to learn more about what else I do, you see my website, milesmycaribbean.com. You can visit there. You see a lot of the projects that I'm doing. And if you're a businessman or woman, if some way we can end up working together, I'd love to connect with you. Let's build each other up. I learned a long time ago, one of the ways to be successful is building other people up. And you automatically will become successful because they'll help you to grow, you help them to grow. It's a win-win situation. Sharing is caring. So, thank you again, everybody, for watching this program. I hope some of the points that I talked about at the beginning and at the end was helpful to you. And some of you guys are going to take action about that information. Some of you guys maybe just going to watch and don't do anything. That's fine too. Everybody has a choice. But whatever you learn, apply it if you're not doing it, and watch what happens to your finances. You're going to grow. Your life going to change. You're going to become financially stronger and stable. And your job going to be to help other people. that's why I live. I love helping people. Thank you again for watching this program, and I wish you all the best. I'll see you next time. And when you're watching these programs, do me a favor. If you can, share it in your pages, subscribe my YouTube channel, follow me on my Facebook page, and also share all these videos so let other people see it and benefit from this information. Thank you, everybody, and have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.